Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Miss Elia. Thank you for joining me today. I know you guys have been learning about who community helpers are, and you looked at what community helpers do. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about what are the skills those community helpers need. Well, let's get started. The first one is a police officer. If one day you want to be a police officer, what are those skills that you need? Well, police officers, they train really hard and they know their laws and their rules. They have to be helpful when other people need them. They have to be ready to go help. So they have to be helpful. They have to be strong because sometimes their job requires them to lift things or help other people. And so they have to be really strong. And of course, they have to be brave. So they have to be ready and they have to face danger sometimes. So those are some of the skills that a police officer has. All right, here's our next community helper. Firefighters. Firefighters, we all have seen a firefighter before. They are strong. They have to have that skill, which means they have to stay healthy and they have to be fit. That means they have to exercise a lot. They also have to do a lot of workouts and they have to train. So when I say train hard, that means that there's a lot of different activities that they have to do in the fire station in order to help them whenever there's an emergency. So they have to train a lot. They have to be quick. That means they have to hurry up, they have to put on their jacket and their equipment, and they have to get on their fire truck and they have to go quick in case there's an emergency. So they also have to know their equipment. That means they have to know exactly what equipment they need as soon as they see that there's an emergency, and they have to be ready to go. Okay? Here's our next example. We also have doctors. We've all been to a doctor before, so our doctors, they actually have to go to a medical school. That means they have to go to school and they have to learn about the human body and how it works. They have to understand different procedures. They have to train a lot too. That means they have to practice. They also have to be caring and they have to be helpful. Remember, they're helping other people get better, especially little kids like you guys. They always love to help kids too, right? And adults and anybody who's sick. So here's our next helper. We also have our grocery store workers. Now, grocery store workers, they have to be friendly, right? Because they're interacting with other people. They also have to know math. Yeah, they have to know a lot of math because remember on the register, they're punching in numbers. So they have to know their numbers. They have to know price and they have to work with money. So that's a very important skill that they need to have. Also, they have to know their equipment that they're working in the store. They have to be helpful. And something important, they have to be able to organize all of the products in the store. Remember in math, we talk about sorting, so it's something similar to that. All right, here's our next worker. Bus driver. So bus drivers, you've seen bus drivers before. Well, they are friendly. They also need to know how to navigate. So what does that mean? That means they need to know where they're going. They need to know their streets. And sometimes they need to use a GPS, a device that helps them with maps in order to help them know where to go. And of course, they have to know how to drive. And that's a big buses that they're driving sometimes. So they need to be careful when they drive the buses. They also have to follow the traffic laws. That means that all of the signs that they see on the streets, they have to be able to know what they mean and also follow that. Okay, let's look at our next helper. Teacher. Well, you guys know what teachers do. Well, here's a rundown what teachers do. They have to go to college. So if you want to be a teacher, you have to go to college, which most of you guys are already getting ready for that. Great. So what else? Well, they need to be friendly, right? Have a smile on their face so that when kids come in, they say hi to you in the morning and as you leave and throughout the day. They also have to be creative and be patient and also prepare lessons and get your homework ready. Okay, so here's our next worker. The librarian. When you go to the library and you're really quiet and you want to look for your books, well, who's there to help you? A librarian, of course. Well, what do you need to be a librarian? Well, you need to go to college. Did you know you need to go to college to be a librarian? That's right, they go to college. And of course, you have to know how to read. They do a lot of reading, which makes them knowledgeable, and that means that they know their books. That means that they remember how to find books, and they can help you do searches for books or other reading materials, and they're very helpful. So they need to be helpful and friendly as well. Okay, and here's our last worker. We're gonna talk about our mailman. So our mailman, yes, they deliver and they also pick up mail, but there's other skills that they need too. They need to know how to drive because they have to drive around the city, remember? Which means they have to be very good with directions. They have to look at the maps, and they should be able to know where they're going. Also, they have to be organized. Remember, it's a lot of mail that they're delivering, and it's all over the city. So they have to be organized. And you know what else? They're pretty quick too. They walk a lot, so that keeps them kind of healthy because they keep walking. Thank you so much for staying with me in our lesson. And as you can see, I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about the skills. So one day when you guys grow up, you know exactly what kind of helper you want to be in the community. Let me know what kind of helper you'd like to be. And you guys can send me a message below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.